It's time now for some real education. Published in 1953, Fahrenheit 451 is a dystopian novel by American writer Ray Bradbury. The novel is about an American society where books are outlawed and firemen burn any that turn up. The main character, Guy Montag, is a fireman who begins to question his role of censoring literature and destroying knowledge.
Fahrenheit 451 is an interesting book, nice little piece of science fiction, actually more of a soft junior-senior high school book than it is really a college book necessarily, but it too is a dystopian. It gives you a dystopian future. As I said, all week as we transition away from the Trump administration and toward a Biden administration, this is Tyranny Week on the Dr. Duke Show, and we're talking about all of these dystopias, all of these books written, almost all of them by left-wingers, people of the left, including our author here, right, is a man of the left. And so dystopias are books that warn you what happens when human beings decide that they can sociologically make everything perfect, that they can somehow bring heaven to earth. How do you do that, unfortunately? Many of our left-wing friends have recognized by censoring people, by taking away their opportunities, by deplatforming peoples. Over the last 100 years, we've had dozens and dozens of these dystopic books written by almost exclusively left-wing writers warning that this day would come. Well, it has come. So here's a quote from Fahrenheit 451 by Ray Bradbury, and we can get a sense of this. In his dystopic future, quote, remember, firemen, what a great name for those who come to burn books. They are firemen, right? I love the way that they have co-opted something that is really noble. Firemen rush into blazes to save people's lives. But in this dystopic progressive future, the firemen are the ones who come to burn your books. Remember, the firemen are rarely necessary. The public itself stopped reading of its own accord. How is that for a prediction for today? The left doesn't have to burn books, even though they're banning books like Huckleberry Finn and To Kill a Mockingbird. We did shows on this the last couple of weeks. They're not burning them yet. They're just banning them. The reason, what Bradbury says is so brilliant, remember, the firemen are rarely necessary. We rarely have to send them out to burn your books. The public itself stopped reading of its own accord. You firemen provide a circus now and then, at which buildings are set off as crowds gather for the pretty blaze. But the reality is that in a world where nobody reads, no one has to formally censor books. And if you ask me, the single reason we're in the trouble we are today is we stopped teaching kids real books, substituted progressive and socialist books instead, and now they have no ability to read real books. If they were able to read real books like this, we might have a better chance of fighting off the kind of censorship and deplatforming that now is going to be everywhere. Congratulations, Joe Biden. It's going to be a hell of a ride.